So after Donald Trump wins his 5 states last night, very important wins for him, and Hillary Clinton won 4 out of 5 states, it looks like we're going to have a Clinton-Trump race. So he's now pointing his guns towards Hillary Clinton. Oh boy. Okay, so which way is he going to go? First of all, of course he's going to go in an ugly direction. Does he have any other setting on the Trump machine other than ugly? So let's get it started.
Well, I think the only card she has is the woman's card. She's got nothing else going. And frankly, if Hillary Clinton were a man, I don't think she'd get 5% of the vote. The only thing she's got going is the woman's card. And the beautiful thing is, women don't like her, okay? And look how well I did with women tonight, okay?
The beautiful thing is, maybe he does have a beautiful mind. No, you do not do well with women overall. Your polling with women is disastrous. It's record-breaking. It's the worst polling with women of any major presidential candidate ever. Okay. Now, a lot of people saying Governor Christie's wife in the background, Mary Pat, rolled her eyes at that. I watched that several times. It wasn't much of an eye roll. I've seen eye rolls in my life. It wasn't like a, whoa, here we go around. Just a little, So that's how it was interpreted. But it doesn't really matter because the whole country's rolling their eyes anyway. They're playing the woman card. Now, if he was saying that in regards to the attacks they did against Bernie Sanders, her camp accusing anyone supporting Sanders of basically being sexist, well, okay, then you've got a legitimate point. And by the way, one of the reasons they shouldn't have done that, because now Trump gets to talk about it. But if he's just talking about, oh, she would have never won if she was a man. Okay, let's think about that for a second. Let's keep the same last name, Clinton. But instead of a woman like Hillary Clinton, what if it was a man like Bill Clinton? He would have never won, right? I know different circumstances, but his point is preposterous. Chris Cuomo's going to call him out on it. Let's watch.
You said the only thing she has is the woman card. Now, even Chris Christie's wife standing behind you made a face when you said that. Do you think that's a winning formula to say the woman card is all that Hillary Clinton has?
Yes, it's part of a woman. It is certainly part. She is a woman. She is playing the woman card left and right. She didn't play it last time with Obama, but she's playing it much harder this time, and she will be called on it. She'll absolutely.
How do you call someone on being a woman?
You just tell them they're playing the woman's card. And
but
frankly,
what does that mean exactly?
Frankly, if she didn't, she would do very poorly.
How do you know that?
I know it because I think if she were a man and she was the way she is, she would get virtually no votes.
So Cuomo trying to get an answer out of him, doing the best he can, and he keeps repeating this, woman's card, why do I call it that? Because she's a woman. Wow, okay. That is pretty intellectual. I hadn't thought about it that way. How is she playing it? She's playing it harder. What does that mean, she's playing it harder? Well, how are you going to get this point across? I'm just going to tell them. Simpleton, through and through. A third grader. Speaks like a third grader, thinks like a third grader. And how do you know she's playing the woman's card? I know it. The only defense you can give of Donald Trump here is it sounds like he just woke up. And you know he tweets into the late hours of the night. So after a Twitter storm at 3 or 4 in the morning, he had to get up in the morning for a morning show. No. Trump is like this every time. There is no substance. And he's going to keep throwing 1,000 charges at her and see what sticks. And if, in his A/B testing of his political campaign, he gets something to work, he'll just keep pounding it. So as absurd and nonsensical as it is, unfortunately, this mass A/B testing within a political campaign has worked for Donald Trump in the past, and he will do it against Hillary Clinton on, like I said, I don't know about 100 issues, but he'll try it in a dozen different ways until he finds 3 or 4 that works, and then he will repeat it ad nauseum until everybody goes, okay, I get it. Hillary Clinton is wrong on X, Y, or Z. And so if you think he can't beat Hillary Clinton because he doesn't make any sense, I'd rethink that.